Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Jones, better known as the Trades Teacher. This is a webinar that we did Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020. We call them Wednesday webinars. It gets you 2 continuing education units or CEUs for your North Carolina General Contractor's license. Think about it a little bit. What has word of mouth become when we use social media?
Advertisement.
Like sharing or
It's advertisement.
It is sharing, but is now been termed word of mouth. Word of mouth is now world of mouth. Now, the clients, I always talk about Mr. and Miss Smith. I've just termed our favorite clients to be Mr. and Miss Smith. They hire us to remodel their kitchen. They hire us to put in a geothermal system, Mr. Honeycutt, if you're in the HVAC world. They do a geothermal system. They're proud. They're telling their friends, yes, that's word of mouth. But more importantly, what do you think Miss Smith is doing besides talking to her friends via the telephone? How is she communicating with them?
Putting it on social media.
She's putting it on social media. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be like, look what Mr. Brooks did for us in our kitchen. This is an amazing kitchen. We love it. He was super nice. He was awesome. We love him. We recommend him to anybody. Yes, she has a stack of cards to give out to people because you probably are leaving some cards and everything with your clients, maybe some brochures. But what if Miss Smith tags you on Facebook, or she goes to try to tag you, and guess what? They can't find you because you don't have a Facebook, because you don't have an Instagram, because you don't have even a TikTok. Do y'all know what the #1 social media site that grew during COVID-19 was? It was TikTok. The green industry blew it up. Landscapers all over it. Remodelers all over it. And so what do you think a vlog and a podcast is? What's the difference, first of all? Y'all remember years ago the term blog? What a blog is? Meaning you were a keyboard jockey. You were writing stories. You were writing stories about outdoor kitchens. You were writing about new techniques in construction. A lot of people got rich by the written word when websites became popular. People created a blog and they talked about the construction industry. They talked about the green industry. They talked about the trades in general. People learned a lot from that. Nowadays, the vlog is basically the same thing, but in video. The coolest thing is we all carry the tool that we need for both a vlog and a podcast in our pocket. And what is that tool? It's not our tape measure. It's not our pencil. What do you think it is? This little guy, the cell phone. The cell phone. And hopefully most of you guys don't have one that flips open, that you've got one that's got a camera, it's got a microphone on it. You can record your day. Basically, that vlog is your daily video diary. Your podcast. I'm sure most of you guys, have you heard of Joe Rogan? One of the most popular podcasters now. He used to do that TV show a long time ago. What was it? I don't know, where they had to eat weird stuff, do crazy things or whatever. But Joe Rogan has one of the nicest and, pretty cool podcasts out there today. And he's doing it several times a week. You don't have to do that, though. But we're going to jump into that, and we're going to talk about how, as builders, we can use this, not only for marketing, guys. I don't want you to think, because you guys have more work than you can shake a stick at. Industry's good. But what's going to happen when things kind of slow down, if they slow down? Hopefully we have another 4 years of a booming economy. We'll all find out in November. But when things do slow down, and they eventually slow down, we've all been through it. We're all young enough and experienced the slowdown in 08, 09 when it happened. And we struggled through it, we got through it, and now here everything's booming again, and we're happy. When this does slow down again, the ones that are going to remain focused in the industry are going to be the ones that are using the word of mouth. So let's jump in. Our objectives. GCs, we will identify what a vlog is and what it means to be a vlogger. Straight up, point blank. We'll identify the tools you need to start a vlog. We have it. It's our cell phone. You will select a construction industry topic, and you will learn how to validate it. You're going to pick something within your industry, your favorite topic. We all have something that we love to do. We may do it all. We may build the house from start to finish, but there's at least one aspect of our industry that really gets us fired up, that really gets us going. We will define quality content and how to make it, and then we'll explore some software that you may or may not need to create your vlog. Next, we'll learn how to plan and name a podcast. We will choose a format to balance equality and sustainability, and we will discuss the different equipment involved of producing the podcast. We will learn how to publish it to iTunes and elsewhere, and then we'll learn how to market and monetize their podcast. The whole thing is right here, guys, you're going to make money by doing this. Now, I know we're probably all making great money right now, but is it not even better to make a little bit more money by just talking into your phone for 15 minutes a day, learning how to do that, getting sponsorships, getting people to throw products at you at no charge just to use because you've built up such an audience? Well, it happens, and it happens every single day. People are making a good living by just vlogging and podcasting on the topics that they truly love. They're not even doing the work anymore. They're just talking about it. Is that me or you guys? Sorry about that. Can everybody hear me good?
Yes.
Clear? Crystal clear. All right, good deal. All right, so lights, camera, and action. We've all read something, guys, when we have preferred to watch a video. I don't know, some of you guys probably like to read. I do like to read. There's certain books that I like sitting down with the Kindle and reading before I fall asleep. But a lot of the things that we're learning about, it would have been easy to actually, watch a video. It's quick, it's easy, simple. What's the second largest search engine in the world right now? It's owned by Google.
It's YouTube.
It's YouTube. Yes. People are going to YouTube and they're searching for this stuff. They're going to search for outdoor kitchens. They're going to search for kitchen remodels. They're going to search for build a deck. Anything that we're doing, they're Googling it. But more and more people are turning to YouTube. They're watching these videos, and they're watching builders who are filming themselves do this. So that's essentially why vlogging was created. It covers a topic using a video. So let's kind of step back. What do you think are some of the platforms we can use to cover our things? And guys, I get a little crazy. I do. I am been called by my students a lot of the times a selfie king. I take a lot of pictures. I take a lot of videos a day. But what are some of the platforms that we can actually publish our videos, our vlog, our daily documentation of what we do? What are some of the platforms we can use?
Snapchat.
Snapchat is one. James, and you use it quite a bit. We follow each other on Snapchat, and James does an outstanding job. I can pretty much tell what he's doing during the day by just looking at his Snapchat story. I think that's cool. James is educating people like himself. He's educating potential customers, clients. He's documenting his day. What's another one besides Snapchat? Because unfortunately, Snapchat might be kind of fading away because of some of the other platforms. What do you think are some of the hot ones right now? One of them's getting ready to be taken down.
That's TikTok.
TikTok. They seen an increase of new followers on TikTok because of COVID, because people were stuck at home. It was people's outlet. And I swear, I think a lot of the things happened for us in our industry because people were stuck at home and they started using their phone and they started searching these topics. And so they started calling us for remodels, for outdoor. I mean, in the green industry, guys, landscape contractors are just covered up by doing outdoor kitchens and outdoor patios because people are staying home. They're not even going on vacation. If you got laid off, a lot of these people were making more money with their unemployment than they were working. So they started spending a little bit of money. But TikTok is going to be taken down. So what does that leave us? Especially for our industry, what do you think is the number one platform that we should all be posting to?
Facebook.
Facebook. And why is that, James?
You can make a page. You can actually share. Just because a lot of people have that. Even the older people that try to stay away from social media and is either slower on like the cell phones or now getting on Facebook, finding their friends.
Yes.
Not only can you see it, you can save it and look back at it, even share it for their friends to even see.
Exactly.
It's just a whole lot more versatile that I think than instead of like Instagram, Snapchat, and all that other.
Exactly. And our customers, usually the ones that hire general contractors, they have some moolah. They're not on the TikTok. They're not on the Snapchat. They are the Facebookers. They are the Facebookers, the people with money. And even grandma and grandpa, because they want to see the grandbabies. And so grandma sitting at home, she starts, oh, honey, did you see what Miss Smith did down the street? They got that new kitchen remodel. James Cheek did it for us. And they tag him and they post it. And then they go to James's page and they see the actual documentation of the process all the way through, start to finish. But covering that topic, Facebook. And I'll tell you something else that's still good, and that's Instagram. Do y'all know what the largest demographic on Instagram that's growing every single day? It's women in their mid to late 40s. The stay-at-home mom, the kids are in high school. They've got the extra dollar to spend. The people that we need to be in front of. Because she's going to convince Pops that, hey, we've got to get this done to our house. Content can either be a journal, how to create videos, like how do I do this, a demonstration. It could be a product review, or you could even do some comedy stuff or even news about the building industry. When you create these videos and you do it on a daily basis, it becomes addictive. It does. When you see followers start following you, when you see fans start liking your page, and then you get companies to contact you, because why? Why do you think companies will start contacting you when they see you on social media every day? Because you're going to start getting free products. Wouldn't it be nice if Milwaukee Drills called you up one day and said, hey, what do you want? We would love to see you using our products on our job site, on your job sites. We'll send out a truck. What do you want? Happens all the time. I see it. I see my colleagues do this. I see my friends do this all the time. Just because they're producing content every single day. Now, granted, yes, we're making enough money. We can buy our own tools. Not a problem. Not a problem. But you know what? There may be a time that you may have to bid on a job. I know some of you guys don't bid on jobs. It just comes right to you. But you may actually have to quote a job once in a while. And if that customer sees that you're sponsored by some of these companies, it's kind of a no-brainer for them. They're like, wow, if Milwaukee Drills or DeWalt sponsors them, we know that they've got their stuff together. Because you know what else is out there? There's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing in this industry. Because guys, face it, it's kind of easy to get our GC license, right? You go and take a 5-hour test, and you've got it. You've got it. So videos are more effective. You can do hundreds of words talking or writing them, or you can do seconds of video, and it's a heck of a lot more effective. It just works. People like seeing videos. So just like professional bloggers that we talked about, people that written, there are professional vloggers out there that 100% do nothing but create videos and post it to all the social media sites about construction, about it is what they used to do. They don't have to do it anymore because they're making more money off their vlogs than they were ever building houses. And you know what they don't have is a lot of overhead. They don't have a lot of overhead. Now, some people may not like the attention. Some people don't care about social media. They don't want to be on it. That is 100% A-okay. I get it. I get it. I, at one time, thought I would never, ever have a Facebook page. I never thought I would get into that stuff. But when I started seeing more and more people get on it, I'm like, wow, this can actually be used for business. I remember the first time I actually saw what Snapchat was. We were eating at a chicken place in Tennessee. It was drill weekend. We had like a family weekend for my Army Reserve unit. My little girl at the time was probably, I want to see, Sierra is about to turn 18. So she was probably 10. And she said, Dad, download this app for me. I'm like, what is it? She's like, Snapchat. I'm like, I don't know much about it. But I downloaded it to her little iPod so she could use it. I started playing around with it. And I'm like, you know what? This could be pretty cool for our business. I could see myself taking pictures of the jobs that we're doing. And I loved it because you could type text on it. You could actually draw on the picture when you took it. Heck, if you didn't even use it to try to get new work out there, it could actually document the job sites because you can take a picture and you can write on top of the picture right on your phone with your finger. Cool little stuff like that, and then save it to your phone. You've actually documented what you need to do or if there was an issue. But PewDiePie, guys, when I wrote this PowerPoint, he was doing $15 million a year just off of YouTube, creating YouTube videos. Can we build enough houses a year to make 15 million? Maybe. I don't know. James is doing it on a daily basis. But to have no overhead and create videos, I don't know what he's doing now. He's way up there now. But all he does is do stupid little videos. It's not even a niche. He doesn't really have a niche. It's just crazy stuff. We may not get this far, but you can promote your business and possibly pick up some extra cash. And there's nothing wrong with gaining a little extra money and headed down to the beach. But it's all about subscribers when it comes to YouTube. PewDiePie, when I wrote this, had 61 million. Now he's over 100 million. Vanso Gaming, 22 million. Ewa, 21 million. Jenna Marbles, and that's not a porn star, guys. That's actually a little girl that does stuff. 18 million. One of the guys that my little girls still follow to this day is Jeffree Star. You know what he talks about in all of his videos? It's makeup. Makeup. But he found a niche that these little girls fell in love with, and they follow him to the T. He shows them exactly how to do it. He sells their products, and he is making a killing. So how do you make money? Actually, how, as a builder, would we make money? Well, one, we can use it for advertising, the sponsorship, and affiliate marketing. We're going to talk about them, separately. But advertising, you could advertise. You could actually charge people to actually want to be a part of your show, your daily documentation of what you're doing. And the coolest thing about this, guys, I use this all the time at the college. I tell our students that we're outside, we're building things, we're creating stuff from the ground up. Do you know how many individuals envy us on a daily basis, knowing that we get to work outside? It's fall of the year, man. It's getting ready to be, 70-degree days, we're going to have the windows down. We're going to be working outside, enjoying life. What if you were that cost accountant sitting behind a cubicle in an office all day long? Would be miserable. I would be miserable doing that. People want to see what it is that we do for a living. We are the reality TVs. How many of you ever watch Home and Garden TV? All the remodel shows, all the stuff that people are doing to their properties and stuff. Look at Daniel shaking his head. You don't watch it, do you, Daniel?
I'll tell you what, it's like Pinterest. It could be your enemy.
Huh? Do what?
It's kind of like Pinterest. It can be your enemy.
And I agree with you. Pinterest is. I don't like Pinterest. I don't,
It
because
can be a friend and an enemy.
that Pinterest stuff shows people how to do the crap. And then they're going to try it, and then they're going to call you or whatever. That makes them think they become the experts. But no. And but we know how to, I guess, pre-qualify our customers. We get a pretty good feel from them for the first time we talk to them. Hey, do I want to work for them or not? But, and guys, I told you from the beginning, we may not even need this. We may not need to vlog. We may not need to podcast. But the one thing that it does is it creates a following. It creates a group of people that want to learn from you. You may not get some of these people that follow you as a client, but they may recommend you. But the one thing about it is, if you get this super killer job that you're just so proud of, so in love with, it's something that you would want to document. Do you guys have portfolios that you lay down in front of your clients and say, hey, yeah, I've built this house, I've done this kitchen, I've done this, I've done that? Do you have like a picture portfolio that you can turn the page? Or how is it that they see the jobs that you've done? Anybody want to throw that out there? Or do you give them like a list of people that they can call? Do you have a website? How are you guys demonstrating what you've done in the past, the projects?
I take them to the job.
You take them to the job?
Them to the house and give them the phone numbers too.
Yeah, and that's a good way to do it. That is a good way to do it. Especially you've got that good that good connection with your previous clients. But do we necessarily have all the time? And with COVID going on right now, do you think people want to invite them into their homes and stuff that they may not know? Kind of a situation. I think this whole social distancing thing is going to remain in effect even after COVID's gone. But how many of you guys are operating a website? No website?
Got time for it.
You got time for it? Why ain't you got time for it, man?
I'm too busy for that.
You're too busy for that. I know. Like I said, dude, I know your jobs. I do. I know your jobs. You do stay busy, but you do have
pictures though.
Huh?
I take plenty of pictures and photos.
Now, how do you present those pictures to people? If they ask to see,
I just show them from the day I walked in from a previous project to the one I finished.
Yeah, but how, like if Mr. and Miss Smith were to contact you tomorrow and they're like, Mr. Brooks, we've heard great things about you. Where can we see some of your work at?
Get an address or show them pictures or whatever. We'll meet somewhere.
Meet them somewhere. What, just showing them on your phone or?
No, usually, I'll take them, meet them there to other projects I've done. I'll get the homeowners permission to do that.
Gotcha.
I have done that plenty of times.
Gotcha. You run Facebook?
Do home. Especially when somebody comes to me, hey, we think about building a house. Can we come by and see your work? I said, well, you better do it for the sheetrock, son, because you never know what's behind the sheetrock.
No.
On any house.
No.
So that's where I prove my Freeman's at.
Well, and like I said, you take plenty of pictures of it, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Got to. And dude, just like last week, I learned a lot about you from the class last week. You build a heck of a house. Showing that in a video that takes you 5 minutes to record on your phone, it's there forever. It's there forever. And what is it? What do you use on your roof? You were talking about it. Said you don't use OSB.
Don't use OSB on none of my stuff.
Yeah,
it's all CDX.
CDX.
3/4. It's 3/4 on the roof and screwed down with quick drives. Same what you put down for subfloor.
So that
no nails. Only on the shingles. If I put them on the roof, it's all snap lock or standing seam.
Yeah. dude, the perfect niche to create a short video, a 2-minute video that you can show your clients.
We'll just see what the next one says under $40 a sheet now for rough. God almighty.
Well, yeah, and hopefully it comes down. Hopefully it comes down.
I hope so, because there's 250 sheets going on the next house.
Well, but when you do something like that, it needs to be told. You have a story to tell. You have a story to tell. That, my friend, if people won't even think about the other way if they learn how you're doing it. It's documenting your day, documenting what it is that you do for your clients. So advertising, videos like YouTube, these sites, they offer service for us, the uploaders. Viewers will click to see the ads, and then the vlogger gets a percentage, and so does the site. So every time somebody views your site, you're going to make some money. Or they view that video. By far, it's the most common because you can use it if you don't have even a high subscriber count. You know, yes, you want subscribers, but what's more important than subscribers when it comes to YouTube? The number of what you get.
Views.
The views. People want to, you want to see the views. That's what gets you your money. However, advertising, there is two big issues with it. Doesn't pay that great, but the average is around $3 per 1,000 views. So 1,000 people view your video, you're going to get $3, but guess what? YouTube's going to take their 45%. But guys, just think if you had 1 million views on each video that you put up on a daily basis, just because people know you as the next great builder of our times. It works. It works. Trust me, it works. It is a good start to vlogging, but affiliate marketing and sponsorship is where the cash is. And this is where you can actually start getting free products to put in your houses. Once you reach a significant number of subscribers with sponsorship, some vendors will pay you to use or mention them in your videos, and they're going to send you their products. It may be a kitchen line cabinet. It might be the, I don't know, the stove, the refrigerator, whatever it is. It could be the flooring, whatever it is. Somebody is going to see you and want to be in your houses, and they're not only going to give you the stuff, but they're going to pay you to use their stuff. I don't mind that one bit. Affiliate marketing, vloggers can actually link a product and provide them with a coupon code either in the video or description. If the viewer buys something, you get a cut. This would be like, hey, swipe up to get 10% off of this type of flooring or this type of whatever it is that you're putting in the house. These guys are going to contact you. They're going to tell you that that's what they want you to do, and they're able to track it because you're giving them a code. Swipe up, type in the code, Eric the Builder. They type it in, they get a percentage off, and the company sends you a check for getting them to buy your stuff. Easy stuff, easy stuff. But you've got to get started, and you've got to select your niche, and you got to pick a topic or two, and you've got to specialize. So what are some famous topics do you think we could use in the building industry? Remember when the green building kick was going on? Any of y'all building Energy Star homes or building green built structures, actually getting them certified, LEED certified or anything like that?
I've done a couple. I don't do it every time.
No. It costs a lot more, don't it?
Yeah, it's upon request.
Yeah. But, you know, it's a lot more to get those done. An Energy Star house just takes a little more stuff to do it. How many of you are using foam insulation? Or are y'all still doing the traditional way?
Every time.
Every time, right? Yeah. Again, that's a niche. Why is that a niche?
Makes a lot of money, saves a lot of money.
It saves a lot of money. You almost can heat the house with a freaking candle, can't you?
Damn near, yep.
Yes. And that needs to be talked about. That needs to be talked about. Are you foaming it yourself or are you subbing it out?
Sub it out. I was going to phone myself. I was going down to Georgia, South Carolina. I went to Raleigh and talked to the guy about the truck. He said, you buy the truck, take it down there, and they set you up. It's about 70 grand.
Yeah.
But the trouble was help. You couldn't find help that was reliable enough to use that equipment because anything on it costs $400 when you break it. So
yeah,
I kind of looked around and talked to people and opted out. It just wasn't feasible with the workforce we got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, what are some other niches? Are you doing sealed crawl spaces?
We're all on pilings.
Hmm?
We're all on pilings where I'm at.
Oh, you're at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What company are you with?
Donnie Everby Construction.
Okay. Okay. Cool. What beach are you at?
Carolina Beach, Wellington.
Well, all right. Cool. Daniel, are you doing sealed crawl spaces?
But I
Do what?
do all. I do 100% encapsulation. Yes,
Okay. Cool.
I do concealed and the foam.
Yep.
Yep, it's worth it.
Good niches. Good niches to talk about.
But the thing about the foam and the roof deck, the shingles company will not warranty the roof.
Why is that?
It's something they can't argue with me about that. I said, well, I think that if you keep the attic heat out, it's going to make the shingles stay long term. They won't they won't give you the warranty. Yep.
They don't
It's
care.
void.
They don't care if it's closed cell or open cell, do they?
No, if it's foamed any sort, it is void. It's not valid.
You can buy a lot of shingles with that money you save on that electric bill, though.
That's right.
We use all metal, though. Yeah. They don't say nothing about the warranty that I know of.
On a metal roof?
Mm-hmm. We use all metal. Shingles don't last down here too good.
Ask Tony. He's a roofer.
Tony, did you hear that?
Not warranty from the manufacturer?
On metal with a foam roof deck.
What manufacturer?
Timberline done me on that one.
Is it
Timberline done that on me.
No coastal
the metal manufacturer? It starts with a C. What is it?
CMS?
CMS, yeah.
Coastal Metal
Coastal-
Services will not
Coastal Metal
warranty
Services.
the roof?
You know what best pushes?
Yeah, well, they own Coastal Metals,
Right.
and they will not warranty that roof?
No, I was asking you, will they warranty it if the roof deck's foam?
On the underside, they will. You're talking about spray foam insulation in the attic?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they'll warranty it. I've done many of them.
I hadn't had any problem with that, but I mean, I had never tried to warranty shingles on it, but
Yeah,
You know,
certainty,
warranty's about-
certainty, no problem. They'll warranty it. Owens Corner warranty it.
yeah, about to claim a warranty on anything, you need a team of O.J. Simpson lawyers to get it through. Yeah, warranty ain't worth shit. You need to just put something that works.
Lordy. All right, but see, we're coming out with these famous topics or the good topics that we need to be talking about because a lot of homeowners do not know the benefits of this. But here's some of the famous ones that are out there on YouTube today that have nothing to do with building, but makeup, gaming, food, fitness, unboxing, meaning just getting a product and opening it up and talking about it, and then tech reviews. But all just crazy niches. One of my favorite is the food. And I love the idea of if we're remodeling the kitchen or we're building that outdoor kitchen, if we were to actually go and video having a meal with our clients. Because, guys, you can get people to do word of mouth and stuff for you, and they can do the written word. And a lot of people have websites, and they have people up there writing a testimonial of how good we were as a builder for them or everything. But what do you think's more believable than the written word? Because I always question, I go to people's websites and I'm like, it sounds, each testimonial sounds the same. What would be one way that we could prove our worth for our future customers? Instead of reading those testimonials, what do you think would be the best way to get those testimonials? Yes, you're calling them and saying, hey, can I drop them by and see the property? But you know what? A lot of our customers, they're not home all the time. They're not home every weekend. They travel. So it's kind of hard to do that. And I'm not going to take somebody in somebody's house even if I built it
Send
for
them
them.
videos.
I'm not going to go unless they're there. What, Tony?
Send them some videos.
Yes, a video testimonial. Get Mr. and Miss Smith to say, hey, Tony built us this great house. We've done this. We love it. He's a great guy, blah, blah, blah. And they see that on your website. They see that on your Facebook page. Perfect. And when you have multiple clients saying that, they know you're legit. They know you're legit, because that written word on the website, no, it's gonna be kind of gone. But niches, again, outdoor kitchens, all kinds of things in the green industry, just like there is for the construction industry. So validating your niche. If you don't have a keyword in mind, you can actually go to keywordtool.io. This is a website that'll actually help you search the niches that are out there, the keywords. And so you just kind of type one in and see what's trending out there in the construction industry. And so here is the actual website. You can type in the word up there. And here I typed in landscape. We found over 440 unique keywords. And you just talk about it. This is how many times people actually search for landscape lighting, which we do that as a builder. We might put some outdoor lights, get our electricians to do that for us. But 429,000 people had searched it here recently. And if people are searching for landscape lighting, those are the keywords that we actually need to do. Now, they do have a paid subscription. I wouldn't pay for it. Just use the free site. But you can pay, almost $500 a year, and it'll actually help you find those keywords that'll match your niche. But then the next thing you need to do is head over to YouTube and then type in that keyword that you just looked up and actually see what comes up. Click on the top 5 video creators or so, and you'll see their names right under their video titles. And there are 2 things that you want to look for: their subscriber count, and then click their videos. And remember, not everyone's going to subscribe to you after watching your video. I don't have that many subscribers on YouTube. I don't, but I have a ton of views. People just watch the videos. They come to my YouTube page here and there every so often. They watch it. They don't care to subscribe, but I'm more worried about the views that I get. I have some videos over there that are in the hundreds of thousands of views. They've been up for a couple of years. It just happens over time, and it's based on the keywords. I go back and I study those keywords that I typed in, even in the description of the video and in the title that I use. It's all based on that. Each word that you use in your title and your description helps, just like the keywords. But do this for the top 5 channels and calculate how much you can make. If it's not enough, move on to another niche. So do it for like outdoor kitchens, kitchen remodeling, decks, swimming pools. We're builders. We build swimming pools. Anything that's a high-value niche, especially with what's going on with the COVID situation. People are staying home. What are people doing? What are people doing? And you guys are remodelers too, right? So what's actually happening in that world? People are doing what? They're spending money, right?
Spending money on their houses, fixing them up.
Yes. They're doing the stuff that they wanted to do several years ago. And that happens a lot more when both mom and dad get up and go to work and the kids go to school. That stuff kind of leaves their mind. They're not thinking about it daily. But when they're trapped inside and the kids are there at school, they start thinking about, what do we need to do to make this place the place that we truly want? And then they call us. Once you have a niche, you need something that differentiates you from the other established vloggers. But again, we're not going to be competing with the guys that are not in our industry. We're just going to be doing similar stuff to what's going on. So unless you're a one-hit wonder, you need to post. You need to post a minimum of 1 video per day. Make a schedule and stick to it. Now, when it comes to Instagram, though, let me jump from YouTube back over to Instagram. And I know you guys are going to freak out, but do you guys have 2 to 3 minutes a day to spare to actually post to Instagram? I think we could all scrape up probably 5 minutes, don't you think? I'd say we waste 5 minutes a day, probably a lot more. if we looked at our 24 hours, there are some time periods where we waste time. How many times a day do you think you need to post on Instagram to get that follower count going, to get those potential buyers looking at your stuff? I know some of you probably don't even build spec houses. Does anybody in here build specs, or is it all custom?
600 houses, only built 2 specs.
You've built 600 and you've only built 2 specs.
And make money on both of them.
Yeah. And how long have you been in business?
Since 92.
92.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, Daniel, you don't build specs. Steven, do you build specs? No specs?
You don't have to with this economy.
Yeah. Tony? No specs. James?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and you probably don't want to do it, right? But I've built customs. I don't mind a spec. Not at all. Not at all.
They're easier. You don't got to deal with the homeowners.
Yeah, but you know how much money you're going to make when you get out of the truck the first day.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Pretty close. When you open the door and put your foot on the ground.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. I got it guaranteed.
You should have a pretty good idea in this economy when you do a spec.
Yeah.
That's a good product, yeah. But the price fluctuates so bad down here on stuff. You know, you don't never know what it's going to bring. But lately, it's just been going up.
Yeah.
Like past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Well, and when it comes to that though, I like posting 9 times a day. I do. I can schedule it. I don't have to do it. I can spend 5 minutes in the morning and have it scheduled throughout the day to post. But we call it the $1.80 theory of where you're posting a short video or even a pic. You do it 9 times a day, your 2 cents, meaning your expertise in what you do, and you use 10 different hashtags. So 9 times a day times 2 cents times the 10 different hashtags is going to get you the customer base or the potential buyers following you on your pages. And it works. I am true to it. It works every single day. You just got to stick to it and you got to do it. Does everybody buy a house from you? No, not everybody's going to do it. And I also run a landscape business too, and we do it for that. You have to do it to stay ahead of the game, especially on the green side. You know, there's too many people doing it. I know with builders, there's actually a lot more licensed builders than there are licensed landscape contractors. But the fact is, when the economy is this good, you're not having to fight over that work. But who knows when the economy does slow down, and it will slow down. I mean, it does. It's a cycle. You've got to do it. But back to the YouTube, doing 1 post a day is going to get your subscriber count up and your views on your videos. The benefits of posting frequently: the old videos will get even more views. Subscribers get used to your schedule, and some watch multiple videos before subscribing to your channel. Now, when it comes to you guys selling a custom house, are you actually selling it to the husband or are you selling it to the wife? Who makes the ultimate decision?
That's a hard call.
Why is that?
The husband brings the money and she brings the wants.
True, but I'm seeing a lot of women out there that's working too.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Tony?
I said the wife.
The wife, yeah. I mean, seriously, even if she is the stay-at-home mom, she still kind of says what she wants, and dad's going to try to make her happy, right? I know I try to do that. But the thing is, who's the one that's watching you on your videos if you're posting them? It's mama. She's the one checking you out and saying, oh, my gosh, did you see what they done down the street? Sweetie, we need to hire them to do our job. We need to hire them. The dudes don't have time. They're working. They could care less. But content, and more content. You've got to have the good picture quality, the good sound quality, on topic and useful, and you have to be interesting. Guys, on a daily basis, what we do for a living is 100% interesting. It is. And you can see it by Home and Garden TV. You can see it on all the remodel shows that are going out there. But what's the best thing with this right here over people watching television? What do you think the best thing is?
They'll watch it on their time.
They watch it on their time. They watch it on their time. And people say, well, I got DVR. I can DVR the show. I can go back and watch it. Guys, that's bull crap. That's bull crap. People aren't watching TV. They're streaming it on their phones, on their iPads or whatever. They're watching their stuff. All right, guys, we are at the 8:51 mark. Do y'all want to stop and take a 10-minute break real quick? The board says always to give you guys a 10-minute break after 50 minutes. And so we're about halfway through the lecture anyway. So if you guys want to get up and get something to drink and use the bathroom, we'll stop back here in just a second, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So welcome back. Got one more hour, guys, before you get your 2 credits, 2 elective credits for this. All right. So again, content, more content. And yes, guys, I know it's probably hard to believe that you can actually make money doing this, but you can. I know people that are doing it. I'm doing it, and it actually works. The thing is, you've got to produce more and more content. You got to be interesting, and that is the hardest thing facing most people. However, our industry itself is interesting. People want to learn. People want to know what it is that we do. And if you have trouble doing it, there are plenty of courses that you can actually take to actually help you do this. But equipment, guys, the first thing you need to look at any vlogger when they first started is the difference in the quality of their videos and the ones that they are doing today. But guys, simply, an iPhone is all you need, or the new Androids or whatever they're out there. I'm a big Apple guy myself, but you can do a ton with your phone. You don't really need to have anything out there. You do want the high sharp quality videos. You can get that from your iPhone. You'll need the following to do some if you don't actually have an iPhone or whatever, but a good camera, a microphone, a tripod. We're outside, so the thing is, we're not worried about lighting or having to do filters or even a green screen. I actually have a green screen right behind me. That's why you see my logo up on the backdrop. It is cool if you're actually doing a recorded show like from your office every day or something like that. That helps out. But when it comes to scripting or improvising on your videos, big movies are scripted. People don't want to do that. They want to see the hiccups that we may have. I mean, guys, there is plenty of stuff that people can laugh at that happens to us. You know, employees laying out, flat tires on the trailer or whatever, the skid steer running over, a nail, whatever. A lot of this just doesn't need to be scripted. We can improvise and actually just document our day. I know I say that time after time after time, but it's basically what it is. A vlog is nothing but documenting what you do per day as a builder. It's simple as that, and people want to see that. And we were talking about people not watching TV shows. How many of you lay down in bed and your wife grabs her phone and she starts scrolling through it, laying there doing it? This is the fundamental extension of people's lives today. They're not going to the computer to research you. They're not. They get tired of being on the computer at home, at work, doing their home office stuff. They go to this thing right here, the fundamental extension of our life. And there's not one moment during the day that this phone is not within arm's reach of us. Even when we're sleeping, using the bathroom, it's there. People scroll, and people are searching for the things that they want to find, especially when they're looking at something to buy. But when we improvise, it's more realistic. It leverages the live platforms. So you're not wanting to actually record yourself. Why not go live? Why not go Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, whatever your favorite platform is? Why not go live on it and talk about the situations? And I guarantee you that you guys are having trouble finding employees, right? How many of you can say that you're not having trouble finding employees? Tony, why is that?
Because I pay good money to my employees and I treat them right and we're a good company.
How many employees do you have?
I pay top money for roofers.
How many guys do you have?
Working for me just directly alone, 31.
31 that are employees, not subcontractors.
31 employees.
31 employees.
And
Okay.
3 subcontractor crews.
Okay. James, how many you got working for you? Cheek.
13 right now.
13. Anybody have more than 30? Daniel, what do you got? You got a couple guys, don't you?
I got 2 to 3.
Yeah.
I don't run a daycare center.
But it doesn't have to be a daycare center.
I don't want the drama.
Mr. Overby, how many you got? Your mic's muted.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I got 2. I usually run like 6, but direct employees. And
Yeah.
but a couple of them's died, and a couple of them's changed careers and different things. You know, it's just the work we do is too hard for most people. They don't want to do it.
Well, it is. Why are young people not attracted to this industry?
They love it. They want to be construction managers.
Well, yeah, and I hate that topic because we're creating a construction management program at the college, and I'm against it.
I don't need a manager. I need a craftsman.
You want a tradesman? I agree.
Yeah.
We need that 6-month certificate student out there ready to work.
Yeah, I'm like Tony. I want somebody that can do something, and I'll pay them.
Yep.
You know, but I can't replace the 4 I'm missing. I can't replace them. I can't find anybody.
But why can we not attract young people?
They can't afford where I'm at.
Because why?
They can't afford to live where I'm at, even if I pay them the money like Tony says he pays. It's so expensive to live here. They have to travel a long ways. And outside of Wilmington, there's nothing but wasteland between here and Raleigh, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm in a tough spot for direct help.
I think a lot of it is the work ethic is not getting instilled into the children like it used to be.
Exactly.
I think it's what is, you know.
Well, they've taken it out of the high schools, but whose responsibility is it to bring it back? Us. It is us. And where are these students learning about the stuff that they want to do?
See, there's the problem. They can't get on a job until they're 18 to legally do something.
Well,
you know,
I don't want somebody younger than 18 working for me.
Oh, I started when I was 10, 8, 9, 10 years old. So what's the difference?
Yeah, that's our generation.
Yeah, but that's the problem. You put all these laws out here, and they kind of, restricts them from learning when they need to at a younger age.
Yeah.
And if they don't get their hands dirty young, they're not going to get it later.
No.
So I was driving a tractor when I was 4 years old, and dozers and stuff like that. I was on everything that made bracket, so I wanted to.
Well, yeah.
My dad didn't turn me down.
I got a heat and air guy. He hired a kid right out of Cape Fear College, went to the heat and air program.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll never do that. They don't know nothing, Well, he got desperate and he hired this kid. And, man, he's good. He can run a service call. He can fix anything on those HVAC systems. I mean, he was good right out of school. And so he's came this summer. He's worked last winter. He's worked this summer. He's found out how hot it is. So now told him last week, he said, I only want to work 3 days a week. I'm going to go back to school for 2 days a week to do computer stuff. But he was good. I mean, it really hurt my feelings that he was going to leave.
Yeah.
And only work 3 days a week. That really messed me up,
Well, and that's, you're not going to be able to change that in people. I mean, if that's just him being weak, that's the demasculization of today's young men. They're not men. They're not men.
Bunch of pansies.
Yes. But the idea, they're not teaching the trades in the high schools or anything like that. These guys don't even know what it is. I guarantee you could ask some of these students that are in high school what a carpenter is, and they're not going to know. They're definitely not going to know the acronym HVAC. And when I tell them what horticulture is, they look at me and laugh. They're like, is that something to do in the medical field?
Something we find in Las Vegas.
Yeah. But the problem is it's going to take guys like us getting out there and educating them. Where are these young men spending most of their time? I sent out an email to my students at the college today. I went out and took pictures of a job site, and I told them to follow me on Snapchat. Every single one of them went boom, boom, boom. As soon as the email went out, they're on those platforms. They're on those platforms. That's what's actually getting their attention. They wanted to see what it was that I was doing actually on a job site versus of me standing up in front of the podium telling them about the jobs. That's why I think this documenting our day is important. They want to see what it is that we do. That's the only way. There may be 1,000 of them that watch your videos, but if you get 2 or 3 good employees out of it, it's worth your time. It's worth your effort. And like you said, Daniel, you grew up doing this stuff. Look how many kids don't have that opportunity. They grow up in apartments. They grow up in a community where the houses are packed jam full together. They don't even have a room to go ride a bicycle, much less learn how to run a lawnmower or a tractor. And it's not fair. I mean, I grew up the same way. You're driving a tractor, as almost as soon as you can walk. And thank God that that hard work was instilled in me, because it's where I'm at today. All I give credit to mom and dad 110% making me work. But a lot of these kids don't have the opportunity, and they don't know how to find out about it. They find out about it by searching YouTube, by searching Snapchat, and they follow you. You go to the high schools. I can guarantee if each one of you guys went to your local high school and said, hey, I'm a general contractor, this is what it's like to be a general contractor, and you give them your social media, they'd start following you. And 1 or 2 of them is going to fall in love with the job and be like, I think that's what I want to do. Because half of them don't have a father in their life to begin with. And they look up to somebody like you guys that are actually working hard and actually making something of yourself. And they see it every single day. They see it every single day. All right, but script. But with the script, it keeps you from rambling. You need to force clear communication, and it's going to be simpler for the inexperienced blogger. Again, you're just talking about what you're doing. Helps you plan ahead of time. Best of both worlds. We got Facebook. We've already talked about this. Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live. Then you can do the video part. Facebook videos, Instagram TV, and YouTube. When you go live, save the video to your phone and upload it later to the same platform as a post. Editing, you're not really going to need this. If you do, there's some inexpensive stuff that you can get. If you get addicted to this stuff, I know some of these guys out here that are doing it. They're getting $5,000 cameras and stuff like that, but you don't need it. We've got our phones. Adobe, you can do a subscription. It's very inexpensive a month, or even go in and buy Camtasia for a couple $100 and it's yours forever. Apple iMovie, it comes with your phone. Just use that. It's free. But optimize your video just as you use keyword search to find a niche. You can use keyword research to find the topics people are searching for within your niche. That keyword tool we talked about earlier. The tool works by pulling the autocomplete suggestions that YouTube gives, which are in order of relevance and popularity. And then eventually you'll get access to YouTube Analytics. I love YouTube Analytics. It shows you your traffic, where people are at, and it gives everything. It'll even tell you which keywords are working the best for you. But the thing is, you've got to post, and be active on it before they'll give you access to it. So now just use your niche to generate the keyword suggestions. Once you find your keyword, you will want to target by putting the "it" in the title and the video description. And so now let's jump to our podcasting. Now, we've seen video. Video has been really, really strong. Guys, audio is now what's happening. Maybe not as much as it was because of COVID. I'm seeing a lot of this stuff change based on COVID. But why do you think people were jumping on board with podcasts? What's the average commute to work for most people across the country? It's 25 minutes. People get up, leave their house, go to work. It's usually a 25-minute commute from work to the house. So people are planning their podcast based on a 25-minute episode or even a 50-minute episode where they can listen to half of it on the way to work, the other half on the way home. I like short and sweet. I want people to hear me, be done with it, and go on to the next one. The same thing. Podcast is a video without the video. It really is. It really is. It's just audio. How many of you guys have an Alexa or any other voice-activated tool in your house? And I know you guys are talking about building these, high-dollar homes and stuff. I know your clients want the home automation. They want to be able to walk in and say, Alexa, turn on the lights, turn off the lights, turn on the TV. Alexa, feed the dog. They've even got the automatic dog feeders that you can hook up. If you're building multi-million-dollar homes, they're going to want this stuff. People love the automation. Same thing, the reason they like podcasts. They can ask Alexa to launch it. People want it right now, on demand, and they want to use their voice to do it. They're not even using their hands. You can tell Alexa to change your TV channels sitting on the couch. We're even getting too lazy to use that. But the same reason that we would create a vlog, we would create a podcast. Now let's go back to that video and tell you how we can use the video to make the podcast. There's 4 things that you can get from a video. What do you think they are? You've got the video itself. The video itself is one thing. You can capture the audio from the video and use it for your podcast. Takes freaking less than a minute to grab the audio from a 1-hour video if you made it and upload it to iTunes. 1 minute. Like I said, we all have 5 minutes at the end of our day to do this. But you've got the video itself, you've got the audio, and then you can grab still pictures from the video. So you're videoing with your phone across your job site, and you like what you see, you can screenshot it, and you've got a still picture. What do you think the last thing we can grab from a video is? We talked about it at the very first part of the hour. We have a blog, because some people are still into blogging. I mean, they truly are. There are still blogs out there you can find about construction and landscaping and COVID-19 stuff all the time. But you can take that audio from your video. Once you separate the audio from the video, you can run it through a software program that will transcribe it for you and type it out for you, and you've got the written word. Takes absolutely no time to do it. Takes no time to do it. So what is your podcast for? Why do you want to create a podcast? Well, probably because we're in the business. Now, I know you guys are probably sitting here laughing, probably thinking, nah, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. But guys, it's actually pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I love the fact of sitting down with industry pros and just having a discussion, kind of like what we're doing right now, but doing it more on a little relaxed, more base. People coming in, sitting down, talking about what it is that they're doing, talking about the sealed crawl space, talking about the foam insulation, talking about doing an Energy Star home, talking about LEED certification, talking about the things that our potential clients and existing clients want to hear about. It can build authority. It can provide audience with valuable and entertaining content. Because if somebody's thinking about building a custom home, for one, they don't know much about the process. Even if you talked about into a mic 15 minutes a week, the process of picking out a lot, finding that builder, looking at brick, just the whole 9 yards, people will listen to that. People will listen to it. Who do you think the biggest group of people that's jumped on social media? We love them at times and we may hate them at times, but they're involved in the construction industry. But who really takes off when it comes to social media. Something new, if a new platform was to start tomorrow, I guarantee you there'll be a few of these people jumping on board right away, and they are in the construction industry. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Suppliers?
Who?
Suppliers?
No.
Retailers? No.
Our realtors, real
Oh,
estate
yeah.
agents. They are the first ones to jump all over a new social media tactic. They are, and they're good at it. They are super good at it because, hell, they have a lot to compete with. There's a ton of brokers out there, ton of them, way more brokers than there are builders. And they're fighting for these customers just, because there's so many of them. So, is your podcast for new homeowners looking for design ideas? Or is it for gardeners who have a passion for growing? It doesn't matter what it is. Your podcast, and it's easier to make money off a podcast than it is a YouTube channel. Whoever it is for, you must target the audience. You got to create the listener persona. Ours is new home buyers. It will keep you focused and on track, which makes for engaging content. Give them a reason to listen. Create the content that they will get something out of. And mama's going to want to listen to it. Tune in reasons. Give them the reason to tune in to the first time, but more importantly, give them a reason to come back. So write down 5 to 10 potential episodes you can come up with a target audience as a builder. And you ain't got to write it down, but just tell me, Mr. Honeycutt, tell me something that you could think about right off the bat, whether it's a heating and air business that you're in or the general contracting business that you have, that homeowners would want to listen to you talk about.
But just new products.
The new products that are coming out, right?
Yeah, Wi-Fi products.
The Wi-Fi products that are used in the heating and air, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's going to catch not only probably mama's attention, but definitely dad's attention. The men folk love the technology stuff that's going on in their house. So great topic. Mr. Cheek, what do you think something that you do on a daily basis that people would be interested in listening to you talk about?
Hardscape.
Hardscapes, the outdoor kitchen stuff. That is a big, big trend going on right now with people just staying home. What about you, Mr. Overby?
Man, I don't know.
Why is that?
I just do like everything.
You still like everything?
Well, I do a lot of repair work, remodeling work, and they think I'm a genius.
Well, yeah.
But my opinion, anybody can build a new house.
Yeah.
But when you got to get one down to nothing, you got to know what's under there to bring it back. They just think people that work for it, seems like to me, they think I'm a genius because I can fix this old rotten stuff, But,
Yeah.
But most anybody can build a new house knows what's under there to start with, but they don't. So it's interesting to them to see me not. They're impressed that I'm not scared to take it apart.
Yeah.
I'm not scared to destroy it because I know I can put it back.
Yeah. Now, you being there in Wilmington, I guess you've probably seen Carolina Creations, haven't you?
I have, yes.
All right. Have they done any pools or anything for on the houses you've built?
No.
Well, a niche that they're doing is actually at the beach. They're actually putting pools on top of the house.
Yeah, we got one beside us. One there putting it on pallets.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're putting them underneath the house in between the pylons, just because they can't have any more impervious surface. So it's got to go below the house or over the house. That is something people want to learn about and hear about. Would be cool. Mr. Brooks, I know you do some cool stuff. So what is one thing that you do on a daily basis people would love to hear you talk about?
Every day is different to me.
I
don't do the same thing every day. I know that much. I don't know. I get in some pretty good grading projects, and I do a lot of big decks and outdoor stuff. And I get, like I said, I don't build about one house a year at the most.
Yeah.
And this one I got going up now is probably going to take 3 years to build it. So I'm not I'm not shopping really. I just hit and miss what comes along and work stuff through. I do remodels too inside, kitchen and baths.
Yeah.
So I done 3 masters last year. It was really nice. I done one big one this year during the COVID, if you believe that or not. It was around $65,000 for a bathroom remod.
Yeah.
It was really good.
That's the 2 rooms the money are in.
That's what?
That's the 2 rooms that have all the money on them, the kitchen and the bathroom.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Jones, what's something you do on a daily basis? Look at him. He's disappeared. He's not, nah. Your
I
mic's-
had a girl get out of bed. I need to go take care of that right quick if you don't mind.
Oh, got you.
All right.
The babies.
I heard my name as soon as I walked away.
Oh. Well, look, we all came up with something pretty quick, of stuff that we do, if not on a daily basis, but definitely on a, a weekly basis. So name your podcast, the clever name, the descriptive name, using your own name, whatever it is you want to do. Now, guys, we're not only general contractors, but we're landscape contractors, just like Mr. Cheek there. And I think, Daniel, you do a lot of landscape stuff too, don't you? I love working for the commercial general contractor as a subcontractor in landscaping. Why do I like doing that?
The money's better. He don't give a damn. Get in and get out.
It is. It is. We can go and do a $30,000 landscape project in like 2 days, 3 days. In, we're out. We do a ton of work for Creative Structures out of Knoxville, Tennessee. I love it. The one thing that you got to have is cash up front because the builder's not going to give you a down payment. You've got to be able to cover your expenses, and it's going to take you 90 days to get paid. But why do I like doing that? Why do I like doing that?
Profit margin's higher.
The profit margin is higher, and there's not enough people wanting to do that kind of work. We've got the cash flow to bank it. We can upfront the cost on that, and I can wait 90 days to get paid. I can. It doesn't bother me a bit because I trust the builder. I know them. I'll do it. We've traveled as far as Florida, Georgia. I've been to Alabama doing jobs for Creative Structure, where we take a crew down. We spend the night in a hotel for 2 or 3 nights. We get done. Like I said, it's a $30,000 job. Finish the job, come back. We do the paperwork and get paid anywhere from 60 to 90 days. That's just the way it is. I created a podcast teaching these other landscapers exactly how to do it. It's called the Podscape, a podcast for landscapers, hence the name Podscape. So why did I name it that? Because it is a podcast for landscapers. Going from start to finish, how to get in front of those commercial builders and how to get the cash flow to actually run the show. Because I got commercial builders call me every single day. Hey, can you do this job for us? Can you do this job for us? No, we have the particular ones that we want to work for. The good ones that we have a very good reputation, a good sense of belonging with. It's kind of like a family. And you know what? We travel around with the same subcontractors from them job to job. It's the same electrical contractor, same HVAC contractor. Everybody kind of travels around and does it together. And so I named that podcast the Podscape, where we talk about from day one, the contract signing, reading the specifications, reading the plans, submitting the bids, having your bonds, your bid bonds, your performance bonds, all that stuff. Stuff that we don't have to have in residential building. We don't have to have a bond, do we? Is anybody in here bonded? No. We're bonded. I know James is bonded because of the other license that you hold. We got to have it's not a performance bond. It's an actual surety bond. To actually be a licensed landscape contractor, you have to have a surety bond. But when we bid on some of these jobs for the commercial builders, we have to submit a bid bond. We have to have a performance bond through the whole 9 yards. And that's a process that people don't understand. But you know what? The younger guys that are getting into the landscaping, they want to learn how to do that. So we created a podcast to do that. So be creative naming your podcast. So how long should it be? Well, it depends on the content that you're talking about and how long does it take you to get the message out. Like I said, the average commute is 25 minutes to work. So why not make their podcast around 20, 25 minutes? Short is under 15 minutes. Long is over an hour. Average commute, we know, is 25 minutes or 20 minutes. So this is a good length to shoot for. So between 20 and 45 minutes is the sweet spot on the dial. Because if they get there in 20 minutes, they can listen to the other half coming back. Don't get stuck on the numbers, though. It really depends on your content and your audience. Poll your listeners. Once a year, you need to get feedback from them. They'll tell you, hey, they're too short, they're too long. We want to learn more, make them longer. You're spilling out too much information. We don't really have a chance to listen to all of it because of our time factor. They will let you know. Trust me, we do it all the time. So how often a new episode? Well, people plan in hours of the day and days of the week. They do. A weekly podcast taps into that, which is a powerful thing. So if you come out with a podcast every single Monday, guess what you need to do every single Monday from here on out? Is produce another podcast. Your numbers will drop significantly. If they are used to hearing you launch that podcast on iTunes every single Monday night, you need to do it every single Monday night. You miss one Monday, your subscriber count will go down. People will not download it. They give up on you. They're used to it. Impact is when your audience knows the day of the week that you publish it. So you don't have to do once a week, though. You could do the first Monday of every month. People will get used to that schedule. But if you're doing every single month, if you're doing every Monday night, you need to do 52 Mondays a year. They want to hear it. They get used to it. It's better to publish one great episode a month than 4 average weekly ones. And your content will drive this. And it depends on the type of content that you are producing. I mean, there's probably only so many times that you can talk about a sealed crawl space. There's only so many episodes you can talk about, a foam insulation job that you've done. But you could definitely talk about all the time, and I keep thinking of Mr. Honeycutt because he's in the HVAC business, which is a big thing that people are interested in, especially when it comes to energy savings. People want to have a lower power bill. They want to be able to, heat their house cheaper, cool their house cheaper. And he's got all the new tools and toys coming out with the Wi-Fi and stuff. People will love hearing about that stuff and how it can benefit them. And so you can even do podcast seasons. So what is a podcast season? The season can be turned into an ebook or even a course for the future. One pitfall for seasons, though, is that your podcast can lose momentum with your audience. And how can we prepare for this? Well, when you prepare for this, when you start losing the momentum and you take that break, it's kind of a drawback for them. We've all seen movies that have that even have, like what do you call it? Where, they come out with like Superman 1, Superman 2, Superman 3. Sequels. And then the trilogy or whatever, the stuff. The first movie's always the best, right? Then the second movie's kind of, hey, it was all right. I'd watch it again. The third movie, you're kind of like, man, they're beating the stuff to death. We don't want to watch it. If they come out with a fourth one, we're not going to watch it. Don't call them episode 1, episode 2. Make it clear why they are listening to you. And so if you're creating an HVAC podcast, Mr. Honeycutt, and you're talking about the Wi-Fi, just talk about, new Wi-Fi tools or new Wi-Fi toys in the heating and air business is the title of one. The next one would be how to lower your power bill by using foam insulation. The next one is how to lower your power bill by doing a sealed crawl space. You name the title of the episode, what it's talking about. because when they go and search for it in iTunes, because somebody that may not have heard of you and they want to learn something about this, they're going to go into it. They're going to go and search for it. And guys, let me tell you something. There's nothing cooler. And I'm saying this because, I mean, how many of y'all got young kids to begin with? How many of y'all got kids, high school age, younger, or whatever? They're big into this stuff. And when they see that their dad is on iTunes, that's kind of a pretty big deal for them. It's a pretty big deal for the young generation anyway, because that's all they know. That's all they're going to talk about. Hey, my dad, have you listened to my dad's iTunes station? My dad's on the radio. He's got it iTunes. We can find all of his stuff on there. They thought it was pretty cool. The thing is, everybody is so busy with their life right now that mom and dad put in those little earbuds and they listen to their favorite podcast. Or even if you're doing the vlog that we talked about in the first hour, they're opening up the video on their phone and then they're setting it down and they're just listening to the audio. People kind of escape the reality, especially if they're thinking about building a new home. They're going to listen to Chip and Joanna Yates and stuff, but yeah, that's kind of fantasy TV land. They want to hear the real deals that are going on out there. iTunes allows searching by episode names. Exactly what I was talking about. Naming each time you record a podcast, naming it about what you're talking about. Never name it episode 1, episode 2. You want the title of the show, each episode that comes out, to be the title of what you're talking about. Podcast format, you can do a solo show. Those are tough. I've done them. You can have a co-host where you guys actually have conversation back and forth. You could do an interview show where you could be interviewing suppliers. You could be interviewing your clients. You could have roundtable discussions. You could even do a documentary or even a docudrama. You guys were talking about the drama of actually having employees. Yes. But you know what? You might help another GC out there that's having a bad day and they hear that we're all having those same problems. It can happen. The equipment that you need, again, is your cell phone. You can download the Anchor app. And guys, seriously, you can talk into your phone just like this and record your podcast. You don't need nothing but that. You can even use Anchor on your computer. Anchor is free of charge. It costs you nothing to use that software and create your podcast. I do recommend, even if you're using your phone, get a mic that you can plug into the bottom and talk. It just sounds a little bit better. Or have a USB microphone on your computer. If you wanted to get fancy and actually edit your podcast, like put in some music in the front of it and then put a closing music at the end, you can use Audacity. It's 100% free. Download it to your computer, or you can subscribe to Adobe Audition. Costs you like $9 a month. Camtasia, you can buy it, or just use the Anchor app on your phone. However, with Anchor, you're not going to be able to do that intro and conclusion to your podcast. Scripting, plan the episodes. Do not sound like you're reading to the audience. They want to hear the live talk. They don't want you reading from a book. The intimate nature of podcasting is far more suited to being a conversation as opposed to being a sermon. And so do not talk to yourself or the microphone. Talk to the person or your persona that you're trying to reach. Again, there's the editing again. And what you do is once you upload to Anchor or you record to Anchor from your phone and you hit publish, it is automatically going to send it to iHeartRadio, iTunes, all of the podcasting platforms. And once you name your podcast, let's take Mr. Brooks, for example. What's the name of your company, sir?
It's my name, Daniel Brooks, General Contractor, LLC.
So he would name, if he named his podcast Daniel Brooks GC, when it publishes to iTunes, that's going to be the title of the TV or the radio station. And then his episodes are going to be the topics that he talks about. Music introduction for no more than 15 seconds. These are the websites that you can actually get the free music if you're using the free Audacity. All this stuff, man, it costs you nothing but a little bit of time. There's no dollars out of pocket for it. Cover art, first impression is everything. It lines up in iTunes. Make sure it's a 14 by 1400 pixel. Use the JPEG or the PNG under 500 kilobytes. Anchor posts to the platforms for you. Download to your phone and create the account on your computer. Copy the link to your website. You can actually put an actual tab on your website, listen to my podcast. And then, again, back to YouTube. You know, when you record your audio, you can use the software like Camtasia and actually just put your logo there. And they see the logo the whole time as you're talking and listening. They're listening to your podcast. It's just one more way to get your podcast out there. Publish it to all your social media sites, including even your stories. You can swipe up on your stories and say, hey, listen to my new podcast, and then add all the links to your social media. And so that is the conclusion of the actual PowerPoints. And we got just a few minutes to talk about. So I know by just the participation that we've had in this class that you guys are not really interested in creating a vlog or a podcast. And that's 100% okay. And why is that okay?
We're not starving to death.
Do what?
Because we're not starving to death.
Exactly.
I'm interested in it, though. Don't cut yourself short.
It's fun, guys. I mean, it really is. It really is. I don't know. I'm an attention hog. I love attention. And, you know, when I go and do lectures, I think the largest group of people I've ever spoken to is around 600 people. I love standing up in front of a crowd. That's why I love social media, because I can reach more people than just 600 people that are listening to me live. I love going live on Facebook. I love going live on Instagram, the whole 9 yards. It builds your reputation out there. But the one thing about it, and we talked about this a lot last week, that there's a lot of builders out there that don't know what the heck they're doing because it's too damn easy to get this license. Too easy to get this license. We go and we take a 5-hour test and we're done, and we're licensed general contractors. Most other licensed professionals, they have to work under somebody for several years.
Be done that way.
Huh?
It needs to be done that way. It needs at least 5 years under our GC.
Yes.
It needs to be.
I agree. I agree.
It would pretty well eliminate a lot of these assholes.
Well, they may not be buttholes, but they might be nice guys. They just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing.
The thing I have is new customers, when they meet me, they assume I'm a crook.
Why is that?
You know, all general contractors are crooks in the public's eye. And so it takes a minute for them to earn your trust. You know, I mean, I've done 2 or 3 jobs for people before they really trusted me, and then we're best friends, you know. But it's kind of they expect a crook to show up when they call you, because all the hype in the media says that general contractors are crooks, and they'll, you know, take you for a ride and take all your money and be gone with it.
But whose responsibility is it to change that persona of us?
It's ours.
It's ours.
It's ours.
And what's one way we can do that? Documenting your day, Mr. Overby.
Mm-hmm.
You're building on the beach. People love that shit. I don't care. Across the country, they'd be watching you do that.
Yeah, I could be in a worse place.
And you know what? When they see you every day, for some reason, when they see you on social media, they automatically trust you. You don't have to worry about that ever again if you were to do this. Now, I could see if they called Mr. Brooks and he shows up. Yeah, they might think he's a crook. You know I'm kidding with you, man. But we can change it, and we have the easiest and freest way. It costs us nothing but just a little bit of time to get this done. And people will automatically trust us. And when they see you on YouTube, I mean, YouTube is the TV of today. There's over 45 billion hours of YouTube videos watched a day, worldwide. Guys, let me tell you something. It's already surpassed television. People aren't watching TV. They are not watching it. People aren't looking at billboards on roads. None of that. People are even driving down the road looking at their phone. This is the fundamental extension of our life. That's why they want heating and air systems on their phone with Wi-Fi. That's why people are putting in irrigation systems with Wi-Fi. Everything is controlled by their phone. Britt, you and I were talking about this the other day. You know, nobody wears a watch anymore, right?
I do.
Got a phone. But the young folks, you do not see young people wearing watches. They don't, unless it's an iPhone that's connected, unless it's an iWatch that's connected to their iPhone.
That damn phone will drive a nail.
They might work on that, man.
I wish it
I
would.
guarantee you, there's somebody out there trying to do that. But guys, the whole key to getting employees is reaching the young folks again. I mean, we just come up with 2 ideas why we should do vlogging and podcasting. To educate the young folks about the construction industry and get them interested in the trades. You know, yes, we're looking for carpenters, but you know what? Our heating and air contractor needs heating and air technicians. Our electrical contractor needs electrical technicians. Everybody that's in the construction industry needs more employees, and they can't find the qualified help. And sometimes that qualified help just doesn't know what it is that they want to do for the rest of their life because they've never been introduced to construction. There's a lot of these kids out here that grew up in apartments, condos, never had a dad around to show them how to. We get students come into our carpentry program at the college that do not know the difference between a flathead and a Phillips head screwdriver. And when you show them a tape measure, it takes 6 months for them to really get that pat down. And lo and behold, don't ever throw an architect or an engineer scale with a set of blueprints. They cannot get it. They cannot grasp it. Never can they get. They've never been introduced to it. Never. And it's society's fault. It's society's fault that's happened. But it's up to us to educate them on what it is that they can talk about. And seriously, Tony, you was talking about paying good money. Man, but you, like you said, you're not looking for help because you've got the 30 guys that you need. And usually they're going to spread word to their friends. Hey, Tony's hiring. You know, it's a great guy to work for. But let's say something happens and you have 3 or 4 leave or whatever. You want to be out there so people know it. And when you start telling people, hey, I pay good money, I got benefits, we're a legit company, they're going to want to work for you. Straight up. Any comments, concerns, or make fun of me? Tell me I'm crazy?
Our school system has took the trades out.
They have. But they're slowly coming back. They're slowly coming back.
Mm.
I'm talking about the programs. They're putting them back in. They're putting them back in.
These trades pay a lot of money. I mean, they can make a lot of money, you know.
Yes.
If they take a trade.
It work.
The young folks don't know that. They don't know that.
The guy that quit my heating and air guy today, I said, man, every time he shows up, I cringe every time I see him because I know that bill's coming.
Yeah.
I said, man, you're going to walk away from here and go do something that everybody else is doing. I said, there's nobody doing heating there. And, you know, I told you I only had 2 guys left. Well, both of them are like my age. They're 50 years old. I have no young people walking on the job looking a job anymore. They used to be 3 or 4 a day. Now we get one every 6 months, and he's walking or riding a moped or on drugs. You know, you never get any legitimate people want to learn how to build a house. It's awful.
And it's because they don't even know what it's about.
Right, yeah.
They don't. And if you guys are experiencing it where that's not being taught in the high schools, it has to be us to teach them. And when I'm talking about teaching them, guys, it's just about introducing them to the trades. Like I said, they don't know the acronym what HVAC stands for. And they couldn't tell you anything about horticulture. And I guarantee you they wouldn't know the first thing about plumbing. They think when they hear the word plumber, they think they're actually going in there with a stopper and unclogging somebody's toilet. They don't even think about plumbing a new house. They don't know that they get to the cool equipment that they get to run. Think about a plumber doing undergrounds and all that. They get to run skid steers, mini excavators, trenchers, all kinds of cool stuff. Same thing you do as a builder, digging footings and stuff like that. Daniel, the coolest thing I've ever seen is somebody mount their GoPro on the front of their excavator.
Yeah.
And they see that thing out there digging like that.
You been watching Let's Dig 18?
Do what?
You been watching Let's Dig 18?
No, I haven't. I haven't watched that.
He's a good guy over outside of Raleigh.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's big time utility stuff like that, pond buildings and stuff.
Yeah. But see, the cool thing about that, these young folks will see that and may take an interest in it. They'll be like, what is that? What is that? And if they can find you on social media, that gives them a way to contact you. And Mr. Brooks, I'm graduating high school. I really don't want to go to college, and I'm not really interested in serving the military, but, you know, I see the stuff that you do on your YouTube channel. You know, are you hiring? Can I come by and interview? You know, I did take I took a blueprint course in high school. I did shop class, but if you give me a chance, you know, I'd like to see how this could work. That's how you get those relationships with the high school students. Do you know that 60% of all high school graduates last year in Forsyth County did not have a plan, meaning they did not enlist in the military, nor did they apply for a 4-year or
It ain't higher than that.
Huh?
I thought that percentage would be higher than that.
It's 60%.
I thought it'd be at least 70 to 80.
But where are they working?
They're flipping burgers or doing nothing.
Yep.
They can't find anybody to flip burgers.
Yeah, they do.
People in the restaurant here can't find anybody to flip burgers. Of course, I'm in a place where, you know, the cook can't afford to live down here. These damn houses, $500,000 a piece or more, and no place to rent.
Yeah. Is that all of the beaches? Because, you know, we go to Sunset Beach, and, you know, a lot of everybody that's working there on Sunset, they're living, you know, 20 minutes away in a little community. It's not that bad.
Not many little communities around is the big problem. And the mountains they're having the same problem in the mountains.
Yeah.
There's a lot of building going on in the mountains. They're having the same trouble. They can't get any help because they can't afford to live there.
Yeah.
But it's a little better than here because there's a little place here or there, whatever they could rent. But everything down here that's rentable, they rent it about a week.
Yeah.
And it's $1,000 a week, so they can't live here. You know, they got to go out in the woods somewhere to find somewhere to live, and there's nothing. It's just not there. They're building condos just hard. I mean, apartment complexes just hard as they can build them. You know, still it's expensive every month too up in Wilmington.
Yeah.
It's a tough place for help to survive.
Put an addition on your house and let your employees live with you.
I've thought, you know, you don't know how many times I've thought about building something and putting them in it now. I've thought about that a lot. Yeah. You know, but the ones you put in there is ones that can't, you know, it's a lot, all that drama you're talking about. You can't take all that drama.
Yeah.
Anybody use H-2B workers? Nobody's ever looked into that.
What's it called?
H-2B, using Hispanic labor force where they come up for, you know, 9 or 10 months a year. Nobody's looked into that. James, you ever looked into it doing landscape work? I know a lot of landscapers do it.
The backup, the H2As, but we ain't never looked into the H2Bs.
Do you use H-2As?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you use that in the landscape, or do y'all have a farm?
No, the farm, the backup.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Use the
B's is landscape, A's is agriculture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can actually take a bee guy and put him in an ag situation if he's all right with it, but you can't take.
Yeah, you better not go the other way around.
Exactly.
You have to be in jail.
Yep. But you got to provide them with a house. You got to have some type of vehicle for them to drive on the weekends.
To the grocery store a week.
Yeah. Oh. You got to pay. You get paid pretty good rates an hour. Was it like 15 an hour, 15.75?
13 something.
Okay. So, what?
Tax free.
And it is guaranteed. You usually get the same guys every single year. They'll get where they'll start. Hey, I want to go back and work for so and so. They'll get signed up.
You have to pay them overtime.
Do I?
You have to pay them overtime.
No.
Tax free, no overtime.
That's right. You got to guarantee them 40.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like agriculture. You don't never pay nobody overtime, working 60, 80 hours a week. You just pay them straight pay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I wish I could pay my guys like that. Didn't have to pay them overtime.
Yeah.
I wish I could get my guys work 40 hours.
You can't even get them to work past 40.
I can't get them to get out of bed in the morning. I've been working 2 hours every time they get there, and it don't bother them a bit.
No. That's why they all need to go serve Uncle Sam for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That should be almost mandatory now. What?
And they ought to make it mandatory to send them to military first year to come to graduate out of high school, make them serve 1 year.
Yep.
Before they go into college or career.
Yep. I agree.
Sleeping up the desert for a year with sand up the crack. Teach them some discipline.
Yes, sir. Well, you guys have any more comments, concerns, or whatever? Has everybody seen that get posted to their license? Did anybody checked or anything? We submitted it the early next morning, so it should be on there.
So how does that work? You submit it to the license board?
Yeah, we submit, and we've got to pay. Every time we enter your name, we got to pay to do that and get you on the list. And they usually apply it right. Basically, once we give them our credit card, we'll type everybody's name in, and it totals how much we got to pay. And once we submit our credit card application, they say those hours go immediately to your guys' license. So they say. I don't know. I haven't checked.
I know I paid it. It went somewhere.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, have you logged in to your builder profile on? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You gotta set up a builder profile on the.
Got one.
We all should have one. That's how we renew our license.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got that. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know you. I thought it was something different.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay.
That last year they started that builder profile, because that's the first time I did it renewed on the computer was last year.
That's right. Me too. That was my first year. Last year was my first year on computer.
Yeah, I got 2 licenses. I had to renew both of them, but it was on the computer. Damn, if it wasn't easy.
No kidding. Like it.
Damn right. So I hope they don't screw that up.
Hey, did you send them a financial statement? I didn't have to send a financial statement to them from my bank or nothing.
No, you just had to contest to it or whatever.
Yeah.
You just
Correct. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've had a year or two. I've had to scratch and scrape and figure out who owed me money. To come up with that $100,000 or whatever it was. You had to have $150,000. It was, the first few years when I got my license, hell, I had the money. It wasn't no big deal. But as time went on, every once in a while I'm riding the line, barely got it. These are college years now. I've got cash going out left and right for college.
Oh, you youngins.
No loans, no grants, no scholarships, all cash.
Yeah.
That's tough. But I told them there wouldn't be no payments when you get out of there. That'd be done.
Yep. Good deal. Well, guys, I appreciate it, man. It's 10 o'clock, so we'll get these hours submitted in the morning.
Thank you.
If there's no any other questions, we'll go ahead and end this.
Good deal. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thanks, guys.
All right. See you next week.
See you next week.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
See you. And thank you. This concludes Wednesday webinars for September 2nd, 2020, where we discussed the Builder, Vlogger, and podcast. Take care.